actually. Go as a state of mind, 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 actually. Hello and welcome to the Racing Club UK podcast. My name is Darren Paul. As always, we will be joined by Nacho Tierno in just a moment. But as we're also on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, I'll give a little video introduction to today's episode. So we're going to be talking about three things in particular. We're going to be talking about the Tucumán woes, Unión de Santa Fe woes. I don't know. I'm not too sure. We're going to talk about that a lot, and injury troubles befalling the masculine, the male first team squad. As always, alongside me is the main man, the man with the plan, Nacho Tierno. Nacho, how are you, my friend?
Hello, Darren. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Thank you. So, full disclosure, I watched the game last night. Did a little audio podcast. No, not audio podcast. What am I saying? Like an audio commentary on our YouTube live. I don't anticipate anybody's watched it. It was for me. It was a practice for me. A little bit of fun, a little bit of joy in my life. Plus a good chance to watch back the game because I wasn't able to watch it live. First off, right, and I said this to them, I've tweeted them, so I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, Nacho, that I'm using
that's fine
platform, but fanatiz, you're a wonderful service. I love you. I've been giving you money for several years, even though you took Luciano away from me with the Chilean football. That's fine. I'm got over that. Do not show me the score, though. Hide that away.
No.
Well, it's not that uncommon that someone goes back and watches a game of football having not known the result. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but didn't dampen my enjoyment of the game. And I do say enjoyment. I did enjoy the Unión de Santa Fe game, which may sound a bit mental, but we'll go over that firstly. Or no, we won't. We'll go over that second. Because the game before didn't enjoy as much. I'm not going to lie to you, Natch.
No, the game before that one, the first fixture of this Copa de la Liga Profesional was we didn't enjoy it because it was a bad result. It was a bad performance. I'm sure we will get into the last weekend's game, but the one against Atlético Tucumán, it was just painful to watch. Racing didn't perform, and Atlético Tucumán were so clinical. I think they probably, I don't know, I don't have the numbers with me, but they probably got 5-6 shots on target and they scored 4 or something like that. And I think we started seeing some problems in the team related to injuries, but overall it was a very poor defensive performance against Tucumán, and not a very good performance in attack. If you put those two together, usually you don't get good results, and we didn't. That's my very simple analysis. But I think defensively we were really poor. We were really poor in defending set pieces. A problem that we saw in the Copa Libertadores actually against Estudiantes de Mérida, where we considered a very, very easy goal, also from a set piece. I think it was a corner kick. So yeah, that's where we were before this weekend. I don't know if you have any other thoughts about the Atlético Tucumán game.
No, I've got no other thoughts about it. I was watching it again. Full disclosure, I'd just been in London commentating basketball, and I was heading back to where I live. I don't actually live in London. And I was watching it on my phone, and I was like, "Oh yes, here we go, Racing." And then it's like, "What are we doing?" It was just dreadful. It was a really dreadful performance, a dreadful game, and I genuinely had forgotten about it when I sat down last night to record a commentary and whatnot on the football on the Sunday night's game. I'd completely forgotten we'd already played a game.
Yeah,
until I wrote down the note, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that happened."
Yeah, I get why. I mean, this competition is, isn't. I mean, it's hard to find a reason why to play the first team, honestly, in this competition. It's not a very relevant. I guess the only reason why Becasese decided to play the first team in both matches is because he wants to get in, he wants to put the team in good shape ahead of the match against Flamengo. That is the only reason. I mean, there's nothing to fight for, because we already qualified for the next Libertadores. So you either win the competition or you either don't get anything else. So I don't know. I think it's just a competition to financially help the clubs get football back, and it will give one additional spot to a Copa Libertadores that we already qualified. So I don't see the point, and we are going through a lot of injuries at the moment. So I wonder whether that was the right decision to play all the first teams in these two matches. I don't know. I know I'm commenting with the day after what happened, but I don't know. It might be a point to look at.
I mean, I see what you're saying. The funny thing to me is that we're playing the first team and we're playing poorly as well. As I'll say against Tucumán, we played abysmally. We were shocking. That's a first team squad going against Atletico Tucumán, who
second team squad actually. Tucumán, Tucumán were playing Sudamericana, so they rest a lot of players.
Sorry, that's what I mean. Like we're playing a full strength team. I mean, I don't know if, like you say, Tucumán didn't, and we're getting thumped 4-1. I just want to say as well, I was watching Gabby, like the goals and stuff, and I was like, I mean, what do you want Arias to do on most of these?
No,
like,
I mean,
he just looked like he wanted to punch somebody.
Yeah,
which we have a famous history of.
I get the keeper frustration is because they were basically the XG thing to get technical, right? No, but I think Tucumán had like very clear chances to score. So it was a really difficult job for Arias. And actually, I think Arias was okay. Actually, he put a couple of decent saves.
Yeah. And this is the same Atletico Tucumán who scraped past Arsenal, a 10-man Arsenal de Sarandí on Sunday as well. So
yeah. I mean, Atletico, it's a tough team. They have a clever manager, although he wasn't that good when he was at Racing. But it's one of those teams that's going to sit deep, defend really well.
They've got Zielinski, don't they?
Yeah, and then they are good for counter-attacking. They're probably very good in set pieces, and that's how they won the match: set pieces and brilliant counter-attacking and defending really well, staying very compact, playing that classic 4-4-2 that Zielinski loves to play. I mean, but there's no surprise in that. That's my point. It's like, Zielinski is going to play that. Why you're going to play the game all to his strength? Like, I don't know. I think it was a bit naive as well from Racing.
Was Zielinski in charge when we had the greatest game of football ever played? Was it the 6-3 against Unión de Santa Fe?
I think that was Sava. I think that was under Sava. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think that's completely revolutionized how I think about the Sava reign. Because actually, he was manager during a couple of my favorite moments. Like
no defending Sava. Yeah.
So yeah, the 4-1. Just get the graphic up one last time. Just bad. Just bad.
Great goal from Martinez, by the way.
Yeah, it was. And hang on, let me just. That's much better. Yeah. Other than that, not a lot to write home about. I don't think. Nothing positive for sure. Shall we scooch on to last night?
Yeah, why not?
Let's talk about last night. There we go. So if you joined us on the live stream, or go back and watch it and listen to a radio commentary, we lost 2-0. Marquez and Lauro Luna Diale, as I was calling him, with the 2 goals. I'll. Do you mind if may I? Would you allow me the floor?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I loved this game. I really enjoyed this game of football.
The first half.
The result was not good. Not happy about that at all. But it's the first game of football I've watched in quite a long time where I've gone, God, football's great. That's great. Argentine football is great.
I get your point. I think it was entertaining. I agree with you. It was a good match to watch. It was playing one of those small pitches that is really difficult to where the local team would play physical, and you would have to be skillful and physical at the same time, and you fight against the dimension of the pitch, which is the rules in Argentina are not the same in the Premier League. In the Premier League, all the pitches should be exactly the same size. That's not the case in Argentina, so you still need to adapt to that. So it had all the ingredients of the football that we probably miss when we watch. I watch so much Champions League, so much European football that sometimes I feel like we are getting brainwashed by the whole football thing, new era, and we forget that football is different in other places, and this is a good example, and we should accept it and enjoy it.
Yeah, the result. We'll get to that, but like you say, it's good to see different type of football again. The tackles, oh my God, the tackles were flying in, but there was no aggro, there was no beat, there was no problem. It was just like, I'm just going to absolutely try and end your life, and then you're just going to get up and play on. It was fantastic, and I'd forgotten that. I missed that. I don't watch a lot of European football anymore. I think there's just a lot of rolling around, a lot of diving, a lot. Listen, I know I'm a big cliche right now.
Yeah,
sue me, I don't care. Right.
I was actually listening to a while ago when they were talking about diving and how much English media criticize diving, but they don't criticize a tackle that can injure a player and put him out of the game for 6 months, which is a contradiction, right? What are your values? You prefer you think a player should be banned for 3 matches because he dives or she dives, but if a player injures someone else after a really bad tackle, that shouldn't be revised. I think criteria are sometimes wrong in this country. And Philippe Auclair, which is a very good French journalist, was saying, I think that there is different ways of playing the game, and we are analyzing this with just a British perspective. But that's not the only way to play the game. There's a Latino way of playing the game, right? And we should accept it. And diving is probably part of that Latino culture, and we should deal with it.
Here's the thing: I'm watching this game last night. I didn't see
much
in the way of diving. I didn't see the carry on that I watch, and I'm talking about like British football and all football, and it's okay. So I've grown up in a culture where you don't dive, even though you do.
Everyone dives.
Everyone dives. Everyone dives. It is what it is. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Oh, completely. But it was just, I don't know. It was just like refreshing. And again, like most watched leagues, Argentine football, Welsh football, Manchester United. Those are my tiers of the football I watch. Oh, and like the Women's Premier League in England. So I don't know. I just enjoyed it. It was a good old fashioned game.
Yeah, it was. It was
end to end. Oh, it started slow. It started scrappy, and we'll get to exactly that. But
very quickly, midfield disappeared from the game.
Oh my God!
It was a game of playing the 2 penalty boxes, and that was it. It was great.
And
I mean, for a neutral fan, it's fantastic.
Oh my God! Yeah. If I have a friend who's like, "Hey, can you recommend some Argentine football?" I was like, "Why? Yes, I can." Racing 6, Union 3, a couple of seasons ago. Alternatively, this game here, my guys lost, but hell, it was a fun game. You'll enjoy it. So, you talk about the midfield immediately. Let's just dive into that. This was, according to Fanatiz, who for some reason had Jero Meta and Pichud playing as centre-backs, which...
that's wrong. They both play full-backs,
Yeah. I don't understand what's going on there, but never mind. The midfield, is, as far as Fanatiz told me, and you can tell me different, was Miranda, Fertoli, Solari, Rojas.
Yeah, I think there was a slight difference. I would say that Miranda and in a way Rojas kind of shared the middle of the pitch, so they were both playing as centre mid. Probably Miranda being the more defensive sitting and Rojas playing with a little bit more of freedom. Yeah, and then on the right wing Solari, who had a fantastic first half until he got injured. And Fertoli, who actually had a really good first half as well, on the left. And then we play with kind of Lisandro in a number 10-ish row of false 9. Yeah.
Like, I thought I saw the number 11 on his back at one point. He was playing so deep. I was just like, oh, Awade's back. Oh, good.
Yeah, he played kind of behind the striker, the main striker, who was Cristaldo, basically, who actually had a good game as well.
Nacho, at times, Licha was behind Eugenio Mena.
According to who?
I saw it with my own eyes. There were times when he was so deep. Mena was bombing on.
Lisandro has that tendency of leaving his kind of striker area, dropping to centre mid, and normally he drops into centre mid and to the left, but he's very good for receiving the ball there and then switching and looking for Solari. I think he played 2 or 3 balls like that were really good. So Solari started realizing, right, I have Rojas, I have Miranda, and I have Lisandro, who can actually play a long ball very easily. And he was making fantastic runs into empty spaces. And that's why I think Solari was probably our best player on the pitch on the first half.
Yeah, well, I've got him circled as man of the match because I always like to give man of the match for both teams. I don't know if that's a basketball thing or if I just picked it up, but I always give a player of the game for both teams, and it was either Solari or Licha Lopez for me for Racing. Solari was excellent. Now we had a back 4 of Gabi Arias, Ivan Pichud, Leonardo Sigali, Neri Dominguez, and Eugenio Mena. Now you're not happy with Cafu. You're not happy with Cafu for?
No, I think he's the one to blame for a goal and a half. I'm going to say he gave away the ball in the first goal, and that was a bad one because the defense was literally walking up the pitch. He should have played back because he had no option. He decided to instead kind of play a pass inside. He gave it to the opposition straight away, and because of that, our centre backs were all over the place because, as I say, they were walking up the pitch. So I think he's the guy to blame for the first goal. It's really hard for the centre backs to quickly get into a good position, and also for the left back who will be pushing straight away to get into that defensive position, and they cut us out because of that, I think.
Now, before we get too far into it, second goal, he lost the ball for it, but he was so far up the pitch, like that. That's just one of those things. Like that's football. It's like being mad at David Beckham for losing the ball against Brazil in 2002.
Yeah, I think when you have that idea of playing from the back, that's what Racing does.
Yeah.
I think you need to be a little bit more conservative because you can get exposed very quickly because you play a really high line, and that was the problem. The line was too high by the time, or was trying to get to a high position where we should made that pass, and the consequences were big.
They were big. We conceded our first goal after just a couple of minutes.
4 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah,
4 or 5 minutes. Fernando Marquez. It was just ugly. It was just an ugly goal. Now, let's try this. I don't know.
Are we going to see a goal? Are we going to go through that pain?
Let's try it, shall we? Let's see. I do apologize. Oh God, am I gonna edit this? I don't know. Hang on, there's our faces. Oh, let's get that out of the way. Boom. Right.
I like this.
So Yeah. Defense able to be caught, squares it across, and boom, back in the net, right?
So Pichot got back and almost cleared the ball. But
He didn't. He doesn't touch it.
He didn't.
No, it was actually Luna Diale. It gets sort of caught in Luna Diale's foot.
Oh, I see.
He rifles this. This is fair use. We're trying to use this under fair use, just FYI.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
By the way, Union, whoever does your kit, or Kappa does your kit, whoever does your numbers needs to understand the life of anybody trying to look at numbers. Thin blue numbers on a red and white striped shirt. Are you out of your flipping mind?
But look at that line. I'm going to be a bit of Gary Neville here. Look at that line. You have one centre back that is already the other one that is actually running out of position. Yeah, that one. I think that's probably Sigali. And then you have Pichot running back, trying to cover that space between him and the other centre back, who is Dominguez. And the gap between Dominguez and Mena, you can drive a bus literally to that gap. And of course, Mena is going to cover that gap. He's going to attack in, and then he's going to leave plenty of space for the other Union player that is making that run on the right. Yeah, exactly. See, Mena stays there, protects the middle. That's it. Too late.
So I mean, okay, bad. We don't like this. Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. For me, I would you always expect him to square that. Then
I think Mena was a bit slow there. I agree.
But I mean, I'm not about to super criticize, but I think actually, watching it back now, I think he sort of just hassled him. He sort of harried him.
Yeah, I think he was just a bit, but also hard for Mena because he was literally covering the other centre back that wasn't there, and then he had to literally turn his body into the other direction and try to cover the other parts of the pitch that was completely empty with a player making a run from the centre mid with a really good, decent pass. So it's hard for Mena. I know that I expect better for him, but it's really hard to first try to cover the inside and then try to run on the outside. It's like you're asking the fullback to do two jobs at the same time. It's quite hard.
That's tough. And do you know what? Watching it back last night, and if you do listen back to it at any point, you'll hear me just sort of freeze because I'm just like, what is that? What was any of that? That was bad. Actually, looking it back now, I think we're that close to actually getting away with it, which I think how the rest of the game went.
I think the defense came back quite quickly after Pichot missed the pass. But it wasn't enough to stop it. But I think that they could have recovered okay. And actually, I think they would have been unlucky because the first shot from the Union player wasn't great. He actually missed Kiki a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Comment from Mauro Debiasi with the strong emoji. Thank you, appreciate it.
With Mauro with a fantastic tattoo on his back. With a cylinder on his back. Yes.
Or if you're listening to this on our podcast stream, just pop on the YouTube, check a look at that. So that was the first goal, and it's like, oh dear, that's bad. Now I'm not going to show you because it's not going to look good on camera. I've got a player circled for my man of the match from Union de Santa Fe. I'm going to give you two guesses as to who you think that player is.
I have two as well. I think the best player on the pitch for Union was potentially Elisari. I think Elisari was very, very good. I think Leches in centre mid was good, but
except for the time he tried to break Leach's leg, could done without that.
Yeah, but I'm between Elisari and actually I think Moshano was absolutely fantastic.
I'm going to show it. There it is. Sebastian Moshano. He was my man of the match.
He was excellent. And I think the only reason why Racing didn't go to halftime 2-1 up was because Moshano was absolutely outstanding.
He was awesome. He was awesome. I mean, like, off the hey, XG. I hate XG. I'm just going to say that now.
I still don't understand the thing.
Oh, God. I have people that I respect try and explain it to me. I'm just like, just no.
Well, I guess the XG is what is it? Is it how would you call it? An indicator or whatever?
Yeah.
That what factors in is the position and the chance and where the player is taking the shot, etc. So
and who's
it's
taking
not about
the
the shot, it's about the probability of scoring from that
Yeah.
shot. And how if you have one defender covering or if you don't have any defender, that affects the XG, the position of the keeper, the position of the player, etc.
Probably through the roof. How we didn't get about 4 goals, I genuinely, well, I do know because it's Sebastian. It's a mixture of things. Sebastian Machano had a great game in goal for Union. And I said this on the commentary. How many times are we going to come up against a keeper who just stands on their head? How many times are we going to have to experience this? Who's the Banfield keeper? Advincula.
Arboleda.
Arboleda,
the Colombian guy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Advincula. He's plays for Rayo Vallecano. He's a fullback. Arboleda. Who else has just like comes out of nowhere and just like?
I think the keeper from Atletico Tucumán had quite a good performance.
Yeah.
When the match was, I think it was 1-0. Atletico Tucumán was 1-0 up. He puts a fantastic save after Lisandro's header. So I think we are a bit of, but I think that's something that happens in football quite a lot. When you generate a lot of chances, and Racing is generating chances.
Oh, huge amount.
I think that keeps the keeper very, very into the game, and I think there's more chances that you're going to face a keeper that is going to perform because it's the quantity of chances force the keeper to stay very active. So that's quite normal to see, I would say.
And for 65 minutes, we kept Machano active. So this is when I want to talk about Hector Fertoli. He loves to drive through in the middle. He loves a silky run. Somehow I feel like this is the most I've seen him play in a game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The quantity of touches he probably got is quite a lot. Yeah.
Really impressive in a lot of ways. The guy doesn't understand what a pass is in the final third, but maybe he can learn that.
I think there's a lot of the last part of the passing, the finishing. He's not clinical. I think that's probably the part of his game that he has to improve. I also think
is he quite old? Is he about 27?
Yes, probably.
25. He's 20.
25. Okay.
He's 25.
I think the main problem that I have with Fertoli is, I think Fertoli is the right way to pronounce it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because he has a grammatical accent on the E. I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
So I think that Becasese loves to play with wingers, right? He loves to play with fullbacks attacking and the winger. Fertoli has something in his game that doesn't fit Becasese, and he always goes inside. He always cuts inside. He never go on the outside of the pitch. So that forces Mena. Like we need Mena to be really, really sharp into his game to actually generate something on the left wing, because Fertoli will not do it. Fertoli will cut inside and will try to get a shot or
from
across
from a mile away.
A position that is not that easy.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing he does. So as I say, that the only option that gives you is Mena overlapping. That's our only option on the left wing. And I think Becasese's game asks for something different, and Becasese's strategy is getting restricted by having Fertoli on that left wing. That's how I say it, but it might be a little bit too much my analysis.
I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. I thought Mena was good.
Yeah.
I thought he was very handy going down the wing like he was, and Fertoli had a lot of shots from distance. Now Matías Rojas, I'm just going to say it. I don't know what I make of him, and I never have done, and I doubt if I ever will. He's such a strange little customer that I really like some parts of his game, and I really want to love his game. And there are times when I am just like,
yeah, I
dude,
think,
what are you doing?
I think we are under a Pogba situation here. I think Rojas is a very talented and skillful player. We know that he has an amazing left foot. He can take amazing shots.
Yeah.
Is he a number 10? No, he's not. Is he a left winger? No, he's not. Is he a centre mid? No, if you play with two centre mid. So there's only one position he can play, and if you play three in the middle, and he would be the left one in the kind of three centre mids role thing.
And that's kind of what he tries to occupy, but doesn't quite work.
It's quite hard to. He really specific type of tactical kind of approach, and he always need a lot of players around him in center mid. Otherwise, he will leave you gaps in defense like he did the other day.
Yeah.
And he's not a number 10 because he doesn't make runs into the penalty box. So I think he's still defining himself as a player. He's incredibly talented. I have high hopes. I think we will get the best out of him, but we will require the manager to actually guide him a bit. That's how I feel about him. I still think he's a really, really good player.
Again, you see the conflict in my face. So yeah, Miranda also, just a couple of like quick passes that he tried to make didn't always come off. I think he was quite wasteful at times in possession, though other times he did some really nice things. He had a beautiful 1-2 with, I think it was Mena, or he cannoned it from Mena to Fertoli, which led to a really good opportunity. So the midfield, it's lacking a bit of, bite might be the word. I've got a solution. I'm going to save that for later, because Churi Cristaldo had one of his best and his worst games I've seen him play for Racing. I say best because he was involved and he was doing his usual Churi thing of working really hard and trying to do.
I agree.
Action Churi.
He was a good presence in the opposition penalty box, right? I think he played good as a target man in some occasions.
He did, but he's not. He doesn't appear to generate any, like the crosses that were coming to him are those difficult ones where they're coming at you at a weird pace where you are somehow like always going to be a bit late to it, so you can't generate the power. I don't know if it's a cross thing or if it's a he can't header a ball particularly well.
Yeah, I don't think he's a number 9. I don't think he's that good in there. Having said that, the league we won, he scored a couple of good headers.
I suppose. I mean, we didn't see good heading from him last night, I wouldn't say.
No, I agree, but I don't think he's a number 9. I think he adapted quite well. He can still work hard and play as a number 9, but he's not naturally number 9. He's probably a player that would like to actually start his runs from the left or from the right, cutting inside as well. And he's a classical striker that would like to play with another striker. It's for a two striker kind of partnership attack.
Do we have a team built for 4-3-3?
Well, I don't think so. Unless maybe when Raniero is fit, we can say that Raniero is. I really rate Raniero. I think he's a very good number 9, and I think he can play as a number 9. And he's good. He's quality. He just needs to score a little bit more. But before getting in, it looked like he was getting there. So maybe if Raniero plays, yes, but that means that will put Lisandro on the bench automatically, which I doubt Becasés is going to do that.
So here's my solution. Do you want to hear my wild solution?
Go for it.
the Wayne Rooney school of how to age as a footballer. Lisandro Lopez,
Centre mid.
holding midfielder. Yes, centre mid. Maybe
Yeah.
not holding midfielder, but honestly, he played there enough I'm going to say last night, it's Sunday night, whatever. He played there enough. He was inside his own centre circle probably as much as he was in the opposition half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, genuinely, let's just take this halfway sensibly for a second. He's got the range of passing. You can put him on the ball. He's strong. I don't know if he can tackle, but I've seen him put pressure on and tackle.
Yeah, I don't think he's fit enough to play in that role for.
Yeah, good point.
But I guess the solution might be to play a 3-5-2, 3 centre backs, 2 the wing backs would be Montoya or Solari and Mena, and then 3 in the middle with probably Miranda, Rojas, and someone else, maybe Vanega, and 2 up front with Lisandro and Raniero. I think that's how I see it. That usually when you play 3 centre backs, you are allowed to have an extra man up front. That's the idea of playing 3 centre backs. And I think that considering the limitations that we showed for scoring, we might need to play 2 strikers. So I think the solution might be that one. But I don't think Becasese likes that formation. I think he likes to play with wingers, and I'm suggesting basically not to play with wingers. So it will go against Becasese's ideas, I think.
Another problem with that is that we don't have the centre backs for that to work.
That's true. Because I'm sure we'll get into that, but we have some injuries, and
Becasese just does not fancy Lucas or Ben.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good point. Actually, I forgot about the new injury. It's quite recent, but I forgot about that injury.
Who's injured? Who's
Mauricio Martinez. Mauricio Martinez.
No.
Yeah.
He came on. He came on in the game. Played a couple of minutes. Did he get hurt?
3 months out. Meniscus injury. Quite a serious one, because I don't know if you remember, but when Racing signed him, he damaged his ACL.
Yeah.
And he was injured for 6 months, so he couldn't make his debut for Racing. After
and he's hurt again for 3.
And now I don't know if it's the same knee actually.
Yeah.
But if it's the same knee, it's not good news.
No.
Because there might be other problem there related to the previous injury. So yeah, he will be out for at least 3 months. Similar injury for Diaz, who is going to go is going under surgery soon, probably, or I don't know if he already had the surgery. Also, a meniscus injury that will keep him sidelined for, I'm going to say, at least next year, February, March as well. It's tough.
What's the news with Lorenzo Melgarejo?
He pulled his hamstring, so at least 3 weeks out, at least. It depends on what type of damage, probably.
And Augusto Solari, who at first last night I was like, "Oh, you're not looking fantastic," and then he was fantastic.
He was also hamstring. Definitely a muscle. He pulled a muscle. Where his hamstring.
It is when he did his little roly-poly and smashed into the thing. Oh, I wondered if he'd just jarred his knee or something quite bad.
No, it was today I read that it was, I can't remember if it was hamstring or, yeah, I think it was hamstring as well.
He's nearly a year younger than me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's born.
He's
just short. 340 days after me or something like that. So that's a little bit of injury trouble. I tell you who I did enjoy the work of when they came on, and that was Garret, Benjamin Garret. I thought he was very impressive.
I think he's I wasn't that impressed. I think he can give much more than that. To be fair, that was when Union made a tactical switch. They put Fire at the back, so it was quite hard for Fertoli and Garre, because they basically were playing a player next to them. So it's quite hard for the winger. But and going back to that, I think Becasese showed no kind of game management on Sunday night, when at halftime, Asconzábal, the Unión de Santa Fe manager, decided to change the shape and go Fire at the back to stop basically Solari, or to stop that kind of run that was creating a lot of damage in their defense. Becasese probably on the pitch realized what was going on, and he didn't try anything. He didn't try to change the shape to work against that Fire at the back. He didn't try to play another striker. I don't know. I was a bit disappointed with that. Not trying to say, okay, fine, we have a problem. They are not weak. They're not showing weakness on the left hand side of their defense anymore. What can we do about it? It looked like he stick to the original plan, and it didn't work at all in the second half.
I mean, my big problem with Becasese last night is Cristaldo rolled his ankle. Didn't look too major, but bad enough. We've already got injury problems. You're allowed 5 substitutes. You'd use 3, 4, maybe.
No, I think he used all of them.
4. No, he didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they were saying that. No, I think you're only allowed 3. That's why.
Well, no, Unión had 5. Unión made 5 changes.
Oh, you're right. You are right.
Yeah, Unión had 5 changes.
No, I'm just getting confused because on TV, the Argentinian commentator said that Racing didn't have any more subs, and they were going to end up the match playing with 10 players.
Are you not allowed to make more than 3 subs after X?
You are.
Because
yes, I know what happened. You're allowed to. No, he didn't have any substitutions. That's correct. Because you're allowed to make 5, but only you can do in 3 shifts, basically in 3 rounds. And he used those 3 rounds for 3 individual changes. So you can do 2, 2, and 1, or 1, 1, and 3.
What? What is that? No, that's a stupid rule. I'm just going to say it now. That's a silly rule.
Yeah, it's the idea that you don't stop the game, basically. If you are winning, you play with substitution to waste time. I
don't understand this. This waste time idea is a fallacy. It is a myth. Here's what you do. Okay, I've got a clock on my screen. Okay.
Yeah, you stop.
It's running down. Oh, what's that? Stop.
Yeah, but football refuses to stop the clock. I don't know why.
All you need to do is take a little stop timer. Oh, how long do I need to tack on?
Yeah, but that was the reason why on TV they said that Becasese didn't have any more substitution to make. So
that's so stupid.
That was the reason.
Right, let's look at something a bit more fun. Let's get your analysis of this. So it's our best chance in the game. I think maybe second best chance in the game. Header off the bar, Solari.
Quite unlucky.
Couldn't quite get his around the ball properly.
It's interesting because it's one of I was saying that Fertoli always cuts inside and doesn't give you anything else. And in that particular move, he stayed
the best player in the whole game.
He stayed wide and put a cross with his left foot. It wasn't the best cross, but Unión defense was all over the place. Solari completely unmarked. Great, good header. Cristaldo was just unlucky.
And a fantastic save by Machado. For him to be able to get up and read it and then push it, he really shoves it away. Yeah, like that's the bit that impressed me. Is this the? Oh, it is as well. The Leacher chance bounces through it, and then
just couldn't. The ball, like I think his control wasn't great, so the ball kind of ended up being a little bit behind him, too close to his foot.
It just bounced off his. Thigh. It's just
his side. Yeah,
that is tough.
I guess that was the only reason.
So we had chances. We had chances, and I think it says everything it needs to say. The first 2 minutes 7 seconds of this 3 minute and 3 seconds video is first half highlights, because the second half was
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. We conceded a goal.
Yeah, and again, I think Pichut gave away the ball. He was asking for a foul, but I mean, I don't think it was.
Mate, this is Argentina. Like,
I don't think it was.
You need to do a lot more to get a foul.
Then, to be fair with Pichut, I think this time, although he gave the ball away, the defense was in a much better position to defend that. But Mena defending was very, very poor.
I mean, we'll take a look at it. Fair use, YouTube, fair use. We'll take a look at it. But for me, like, you can. It's you know, you don't want to, but it's acceptable to lose the ball high up the pitch, because it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Just because it's a fullback who loses it, that's a thing that happens in football. So I agree. Let's just take a look at this. Is this the no? This isn't it. Is this it? Trojansky.
Yes, it was actually.
Great
so Mena
finish.
got back. Mena managed to get back, but his clearance was quite poor. But then look Mena's position. Why he's getting dragged into why he's trying to go for Trojansky? Like, look, Mena there, he shouldn't be in that position. He should be much more outside, covering for that pass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We're gonna get you one of those Monday Night Football boards.
Give me a Gary Neville software.
Yeah, Nacho Neville.
Yeah. So
and then a wonderful finish. I've got to compliment Mauro Luna Diale. Lovely
really
finish.
Good touch, really good finish. He actually tried to do that, and it was really nice.
Because it's not like he's really put his foot through the ball.
It's a really soft and quality touch. Yeah.
So a really, really impressive goal from Union. And again, like, you can lose the ball that high up the pitch, and it was a counter, but Racing had players back. It was So
and it's about also transitions. Why the midfielders are not being able to come back and defend? That's also another question. I haven't seen it again, but I guess that if you lose the ball up the pitch in the opposition's half, you should be able to transition into a defensive position pretty quickly. And I think that the team failed at that in both goals, but especially in the second one.
Yeah, I mean, the first goal, they lost it in their own half.
Yeah.
Bad. The second one, they're basically into the final third. We didn't see it in the highlights here. Fair use. I hope that's how fair use works. I think it is. And you get done a little bit. God, I'm glad domestic Argentine football's back though.
Yeah, we're happy with that. I've been watching a lot of Libertadores and Sudamericana, which has been very enjoyable because it's now for free in the UK, and so you can use one of those apps that are famous for tracking results.
That's right, live score.
It's live scores. Yeah,
my dad will be thrilled that they're now showing football, because he was an early adopter to live score, like a long while back. He was like, "Son, do you have live scores?" Like, yes, I do. Yeah.
I hope they do well with advertising, and that they can buy the rights of more. They also have the Italian league in the UK, so you can watch the Italian league on live scores as well.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I think it's a new way of watching football. That it's interesting. It's an interesting model. In these days where the pay-per-view model is coming back, a ridiculous £14 one-off fee to watch one match. It's ridiculous.
To watch West Brom versus Fulham.
Yes. So you have the two sides of the business, right? The business model that gives you the games for free in an app, and probably try to make money from advertising. I'm probably gambling, so
Yeah.
my concerns around that. And the other side of the business who actually try to make money just from subscription and advertising.
Yeah.
Which model is going to prevail? We don't know, but hopefully it's the one that allows us to watch the Sudamericana and Libertadores.
I know. My one wish was that if you Live Score doing a great job, keep doing good work. If you need a commentator, but commentating football's way harder than I remember. Oh my God,
really hard.
It's so really hard. Those football games are so long. Basketball games like 40 minutes of like really intense chatter. But,
anyway. You need to watch the match, analyze the match, but you also need to analyze 22 players at the same time, plus the managers. So no, it's quite hard.
So many more faces to try and remember.
And the referees, you have a lot of factors to consider and analyze. So it's quite hard.
So I think though that is something that I want us to try and do, because I am a commentator, primarily basketball, but that is something I want to do. Hopefully people out there will enjoy listening to English language coverage of Racing games as we improve, as I improve. We might get Nacho as a co-commentator, analyst, getting his Gary Neville on.
I try.
Not his unbelievable one, but
just a quick update on other injuries. Remember, Darren, that Soto is also injured. It also muscular problem. Who else is injured? Reniero is injured with another muscular problem, which is groin injury. Is that it?
I'm just going on to the Racing Club website.
And Dominguez, it's also with some muscular problems as well. I'm not sure he pulled a muscle, but he might not be available for next match either. So the three at the back it's impossible. Right?
It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. Next game against Arsenal de Sarandí. I think it's Arsenal next game.
Maybe. It is Arsenal, and it's if we want to have some hopes of qualifying, probably it's a must win, I would say.
I'm just seeing a picture of Matías Ibañez, our new third choice keeper. I'm getting Ross from Friends vibes from this guy. Now, there we go. Where's the Martin Bressan is the preparador físico.
Yeah.
So he's a physical trainer, is he?
He is.
He's the PF.
He is.
I'm looking at this guy.
Any comments?
You know what I'm wondering? You know what my question is? What's with all the muscular injuries? I could be completely unfair, but when I think muscular injuries, I always think what's happening on the training ground. I could be completely wrong and unfair.
There is a risk of being unfair because of this season that is so weird and so exceptional that I'm not surprised that Racing is having a lot of injuries, because they play the Libertadores matches there are demanding matches, traveling, now playing one match per week. I don't know if you see Boca is now having also injury problems. River not yet, but let's see what happens.
No. River have got problems.
Yeah.
Our good friend Tom from River Plate.
So I think they might be related to these teams being forced to play the Libertadores without any kind of previous training, because in Argentina training was not allowed until very late in August. So I don't know. I think there is a risk of being a bit unfair.
Well, I can. Fair enough. I just want to highlight this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
This is not going to work in audio format, but this is one of our physical trainers. What a unit!
He's a rugby player.
We need a centre mid.
Or a centre back.
Or a centre back.
Yeah.
What? What's your name? Angel Federico Tridico.
Tridico, yeah.
Get out there, son. Okay, 39. He can still go. He can still do the business.
Look, I think the injuries are concerning considering the match against Flamengo is in 2 weeks' time. However, there is also a opportunity or to look at the positive side. I think there's an opportunity here to play some youngsters that are already shown that they can play in the first team, like Vanega, Alcaraz. Maybe there's an opportunity to play Machuca, who is a centre back who everyone speaks. I mean, they say it's a fantastic project, and also there's this young guy Godoy who got some minutes against Atletico Tucumán. So look, there is an opportunity here to give some minutes to these kids, telling them there's no pressure, and we need new players because we saw Saracho. It's good to see new faces. If there is talent in our academy, we should bring those players in. This is the best opportunity for it because it's a competition that is not that important. We didn't start well. Kind of, it's a perfect scenario for the youngsters. I think that's the positive side.
I completely agree with you. I'd like to see some for the Arsenal game, which we might be giving you some live coverage of. We will discuss that. I think it's going to be good. I think it would be good to see some youngsters, some fresh faces out there. Just because that's what this club is. This is what the history of Racing Club has been. Always has been. Well, we play the kids. They're like the Manchester United of Argentina in that regard.
And there is a reality. There is a financial crisis in Argentina.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it will impact football clubs and it will impact Racing. And we know that Blanco, Racing president, it's very, very. I don't want to say tight, but he looks after money quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
no, he does.
The reason why the club has been doing well is this conservative approach about not overspending. It has paid back, and the only way not to overspend is to promote players from your academy. So
yeah, but it's always good to see.
Reality. It is what it is.
It is the reality, but who are some of your favorite Racing players of recent times?
Yeah, exactly. If you ask every fan, will say Milito, Lisandro Lopez, Saracho. They will say Lautaro Martinez, because Centurion. All the players that came through our academy, those are the guys we like. Any other good players, they come and go. And if you look at why Racing is in the place where we are, it's because Milito came back, because he's a Racing fan, because he used to play for our team, and because he thought, I want to finish the career in the club that gave me the opportunity. And the same is Lisandro Lopez, and that's why we're here. So we need to keep building that tradition. It brought success on the pitch and outside the pitch as well. So financially and trophies. So that's
I mean, you and I have been in the meetings with representatives from the club.
Yeah.
Who we've spoken about it a lot, but everything that's going on around the football club, off the pitch, everywhere, it's just really, really positive stuff.
Yeah, it's that sense. It's in Spanish called sentido de pertenencia, which means that you feel you actually belong to, and these guys feel they belong to the club, and that's has worked really well. So we need to keep that working under that philosophy, I think.
Long may it continue, my friend. I think that is just about everything for this evening.
It is. Thank you very much, Darren.
Thank you. So, and of course, thank you everybody watching this, listening to this. If you enjoyed it, let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Hit the little bell icon so that you know when we do content. We're going to be, now that football's back, we'll be back, right?
We'll be back. And in 2 weeks' time, we have the Libertadores match against Flamengo. So let's keep an eye on that.
Absolutely. So We're going to be back, hopefully. No. I'm not saying hopefully. We will be back. We'll be back more regularly, talking about games, breaking down the games. We're going to get Mr. Gary Tiano over here, breaking down a little bit, and we're going to see. Let's see if we can't get some guests and friends along the journey as well.
We need to get people from the filial. That's it's my responsibility, Darren, I promise.
All right. So, Nacho, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, mate.
What's your Twitter handle?
You can find me at Nacho Tiar. What about you?
At Awade's Touch, because hey, that guy, he's on the wall for a reason.
And if you want to get in touch with the filial, Darren?
Yeah, we are on Twitter, on all the social medias at Racing Club UK. Make sure that you get following all those platforms, and that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you for listening, and we'll speak to you very soon.